Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 22 of the Own the Map challenge here on Monteith with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, as promised, I'm bringing you in after the completion of harvest. It went really well with the two harvesters, and the results of our effort you can see on the fancy new signboard behind us. We have 760,000 liters of corn and 300,000 liters of soybean. So you can see it was more of a corn-focused harvest this year, especially when we take into account the contracts, harvest contracts we had were mostly corn. But it all went very well because of the two harvesters. So we have finished in plenty of time. It's actually just after lunch on the 4th. So we have a couple days left in a month to get done with the contracts. And we currently have 4 outstanding contracts. 3 of them are cultivating and 1 rock picking. But speaking of contracts, we did $359,000 worth of contracts, and we have 150 still outstanding to complete. And we sold $136,000 worth of straw bales. So that brings us to $933,000 in our bank account. And speaking of money, I have been talking to Matt about this. You might recall I'd estimated it was at least $500,000 sitting there. Yeah, indeed. I was off just a little bit. Matt wants $650,000 for the pair of these used. Now, it worked really well for harvest, this combination. Even Bill agreed it would be a good addition to the farm. Kind of the bone of contention is Matt thinks that this custom color here, this custom paint, adds value to it. And you know what? I don't think it makes it go around the field any better. Bill doesn't see any value to it at all, as you might imagine. And in fact, he thinks there should be a discount because it's not John Deere green. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send Bill down to talk to Matt, and they can have a discussion regarding the pros and cons of this custom paint and see if we can't get just a little better deal. But I think we will pick that up. Like I said, that'll leave us roughly just under 300 grand in the bank account, and we'll add another 150,000 to that. So I think we can afford it, and we do need it for harvest now with the two harvesters. Now, if we run over here, you will see our truck is sitting out there. Our harvesters are sitting across the way there, and all of that equipment is not going to fit into this shed or the other shed for that matter, because it's basically full when everything's put away as well. So I'm going to have to do something regarding a storage shed, and I just haven't decided what I'm going to do. One thought is to replace this Quonset with a larger shed in this area. That's one option. Another option is to take and duplicate this shed here just in this area facing this way, and just getting rid of this little notch, or I guess it's not a notch, protrusion, this little area here that's kind of a pain in the butt to farm. So that's another option. Or I have also thought about tearing this shed down and putting in a really large shed in this area. So one of those things is going to happen, but I truly haven't decided which. I'll probably off camera do each of them in turn and see which one I like the best. But as usual, I'm the only one who's not working, so let's jump in the 8RT over here and get ourselves to work, because everybody else is busy on the farm. We'll get fired up here. Make sure no traffic is coming. So we'll actually likely see a couple of our tractors at work here, because Bill is working on the largest cultivating contract that we have outstanding here on field 4, which is just across from the farmer's market. And Rebecca is busy liming our cornfield that we can see here just off to the right. And what we're going to do is we're going to come behind her with our heavy harrows here, and we're going to mulch the field, and then we need to plow it. Oh, we can see Rebecca running over there. Now we'll need to get unfolded here. Need to jump on a cab for that. Maybe need to limp ahead here a little bit. Now, can we see Bill off in the distance there anywhere? No, he's out of sight right now, but we'll probably see him. Now the kids are up working on a stone picking contract we have on field 17, which is field would be, what would that be, just south of the house there a little bit. Pretty chill, relaxed job for them. Now Amanda did really well. She had to do the bulk of the contract work while everyone else was involved in the harvest. And she actually did do some mulching for us with this unit here, but she really didn't like it. She's nervous about, hooking the wider equipment in trees and stuff, fences. So when there was baling to be done and bales to be picked up, and she was all over that. That was right in her wheelhouse. So she did all of that for us. Although she did spell off her mom and the harvester for a bit. She got a little on-the-job training so that she could potentially do the harvesting. But again, she did a good job. But yeah, she just wasn't keen on it. And of course, we worked Jim really hard through the course of the harvest. So they've got a little bit of a more relaxed job up there doing a little rock picking. Oh, there comes Bill there in a properly colored John Deere. Even pulling it's not a John Deere green implement, but it's pretty close to John Deere yellow. So I think he's okay with that unit altogether. He's happy with that. So our cornfield here does need to be plowed, and of course then it'll need to be rock picked as well. So that is what the next job on the agenda is. And I'm actually going to use the big articulated 9R, and we'll do a little plowing with it. Then the kids can come down here and carry on with their rock picking ventures, pick the rocks for us. And then we have the field right south of the house, our soybean field there. It needs to be limed as well, so Rebecca will probably carry on with that. So it'll be a combination of working on the contract work and working on our own fields. But as I mentioned, it is the 4th of October, just after lunch, and actually it was a while back I moved the time to 6-day months, because I've actually had to slow time down there 1 month because we got pushed pretty hard with rain delays. So we have a little bit more time in the month, and we are done though earlier than normal. Kind of normally we'd be finishing up on the last day of the month, both the contracts and the harvesting. But because we had to steal a body away for the harvesting, because we had the 2 harvesters, we got the contract or the harvest done earlier, but we still have outstanding contract work that needs to be done. So overall I did think we did gain, but of course we'd be in even better shape if we had another body to help us out. It's kind of like the situation we were in when we brought Bill on board. Is we had equipment, but we didn't have people to run it. So I think we may look at that for next harvest season. I don't think we need anybody in the spring, another body, but I think we could use a part-time body in the fall just to help with harvest. Oh, that wasn't the best corner in the world. But we got around it anyway. Oh, there's everybody. There's Rebecca doing the lime spreading. Whoops, Bill over there doing the cultivating. And of course, we're here doing the harrowing and the mulching, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And now we get to back up. Well, I got a little aggressive. I didn't mean to on my camera control. Come on, forward. Really, I'm serious. I want to go forward. No more backing up. And yeah, things just kind of got out of control there. Sorry about that. All right, so what I think we're going to do here is enough of listening to me jibber jabber on. Let's finish this up with a cinematic. So sit back and enjoy the tunes. Well, good morning. It's actually the next day. As they often do, plans changed. Rebecca and I just stuck with the liming slash mulching job, and we moved up to the field south of the farm, and we finished that off yesterday afternoon. The kids finished up with the rock picking, and Bill finished up with the cultivating. But the big news is Bill went and had dinner with Matt last night after we were done, and this beast is going to stay here on the farm. They managed to hammer out a deal. I'd kind of given Bill my bottom line number. And I guess at one point after I was talking to Matt, Bill told Matt to repaint the tractor back to its original color, and then we'd pay the full money. I would have been loved to have been a fly on the wall for that conversation. But anyways, it's staying this color and it's staying here on the farm. And Bill, I managed to get it for 625,000. So I'm pretty happy with that. It did work out really well for us. Now, some of you may be wondering why I don't sell this grain cart and put that money towards it. Well, I'm thinking we are eventually going to be a 3 harvester farm. I think we'll keep the S7 and we'll end up adding another X9, and we'll have 2 bean headers. We'll just use the 2 X9s to do our bean harvesting, but when it comes to corn, we'll throw the S7 at the job as well. We'll have 3 harvesters going, and likely I think we'll send the S7 off on the smaller fields, and we'll have a cart that can attend to that. So that's the plan. So let's jump in this big beastie here, and let's get onto that plowing job and see how this works. Well, I was going to say doing real farm work, but it's real farm work pulling this huge grain cart. It does make this grunt sometimes, I'll tell you. Let's get it disconnected here, and we're going to hook onto the plow and get that field plowed. Now, I thought we had all the contracts we were going to get, but I missed one. So another big cultivating contract came up on field 15, actually the one just across the road that from where Bill was working last time. So he is busy working on that this morning, and the rest of the family is taking the morning off. Now, once we get this field plowed, there will be some work that needs to be done. That field will need to be rock picked, but someone is actually going to get the day off. I'll let them fight over that to see who actually ends up with the whole day off. But right now they're just relaxing back at home. I know my kids, they're playing some video games. Let's get it unfolded here. Now, I was talking to Bill this morning before he went off to do that cultivating job, and he actually said we should probably switch tractors for that. He says that cultivator pulls pretty hard, and he thought that the extra weight and the little bit more horsepower this tractor has might be a better job for it to pull a cultivator. But I told him no chancey I was going to go and do this plowing, at least initially. We can maybe swap afterwards. But the plow isn't as wide as a cultivator, and you don't pull it as fast, so it is a little easier to pull. Not easy enough that we have another tractor on the farm that can handle it, really. So it'll be nice. We can now have the cultivator and the plow going at the same time. Well, we need to tidy that up. Not doing very good on my corners here today. Not judging them very well. Oh, I guess it actually turned out okay. What we ended up doing was plowing a little bit into the neighbor's field. Now we're still taking these rocks and we're throwing any of the ones we collect, including those off of contracts, and throwing them into our production to make our own lime. So we haven't had to buy lime for a while. It's managing to keep up. Well, that's some good news. Let's jump in here for a minute. Of course, from this perspective, it looks pretty much like our other tractors, except for the slightly different colored green on the hood. Things are looking good back there. Now, it certainly has no trouble pulling this plow, that's for sure. We have a couple other small cultivating contracts. We'll switch tractors and see if this handles that cultivator a little better than the 9RT, because they're not that far apart in horsepower. I think 628 for the 9RT, and this is like 692. So there's a little bit there. I'm thinking we might need to double up on the cultivator, potentially even the plow when we own all the fields. Although, you know, with the contracts we're doing, we are pretty much farming the whole map right now. But there's the odd contract or odd field that we don't get. We'll have about half the map to cultivate and half the map to plow and rock pick. If everything goes according to plan. But I don't think we'll have a new field in the spring. Although we're at just barely over $1 million now with those other contracts. So we'll be 400,000. We'll get another 100, a little bit more than 100 to be 5. And then we'll sell the corn. Yeah. Unless we want to go in debt. Oh, and we've got our construction project, so probably not. We'll probably just run with the fields we've got for this coming year, I'm thinking. Anyway, you know, I don't have any more news to share with you. So what I think we'll do is, just like before, we'll finish this job up with a cinematic. So sit back and enjoy the tunes while you watch this big dog at work. So we'll see you when the job is done. Well, there we go. That job is done for this field. So I am off to the field up by the farm. It also needs to be plowed. Better throw the beacons on here. Bill is still working on that cultivating contract across the road, but he is 75-80% done, I think, on that one. So he'll be available to move on to another chore here in just a little bit. Could see him coming there off in the distance. But for this episode, I think that is our wrap. Just thought it was time to show some different work here on the farm. We've been showing lots of planting and harvesting lately, so thought it was about time we showed some of the other stuff that's going on. But we will carry on till spring. By then we'll have our winter construction project done, and we'll see where we are at money-wise at that point. We will have paid for this tractor by that time, and we'll get on with our normal spring planting chores. So we will hopefully see you then. But if you're still with me, I really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, hit that old notification bell. But for this episode here on Monteith, it's Farmer Murphy signing off.